very rough. I think we are at the point where we can stop with the big chisel. Instead of going in with the knife, blow off most of the chips. Bite of that. I'm going to do some more rounding with the knife, taking saw marks off while I'm shaping. Rounding some. Maybe I should do a what I got right now check for you to catch up with. Oh, look at that mess. But I did take a lot off. More rounding and taking saw marks off. Generally, I do carvings in about 3 steps. This is step 1. This is just roughing it out, getting the arms and everything in that's supposed to be in. And then I would do kind of a larger version of detailing. And then we'll get into the final details. Really getting that done. Getting that out of there. Okay, let's get more of the detailing here. The arm. The arm's going to kind of come in here. Now I might call on my large number 9 to get that, just to get the feel of that. I can do that without putting my glove on, my chisel glove on. This is probably the most difficult part is the arm that goes around, arm and hand that goes around the pumpkin. Okay, I'm going to take just a little bit off here because then I want to commit to the arm. I want to show you what I meant by the elbow. Needing to know where the elbow is, and once you know where the elbow is, everything kind of fits into place. It starts to look better. Because what we're going to do is I'll probably end up cutting into this pumpkin, and the pumpkin may or may not be as big as I originally wanted it, but well. Now let me trim this a little bit. Just take that out of there, and I don't want to go too deep because the head is coming this way. Same on this side there, because that's going to go. We'll worry about the head when we get there. Here's the elbow. The elbow point is right there. That is the farthest out of the carving. just like in the picture here. Therefore, from the elbow we go down, and don't worry about getting into the head. Down, see, you're starting to make an angle going this way. Then from here, the arm is going to come in this way. So we'll say goodbye to this. That sharp edge now, I'm keeping my knife parallel with the forearm now. I'm not really rounding that much. And see how the arm is starting to come in. Let's go on the other side. Where's the elbow on this side? Now, it should be about the same. Even though this one is a little more forward, this one might be up just a little bit. But for all practical purposes, you can have it almost the same. Again, from the elbow to the shoulder, I'm using the knife parallel to the arm. See, it's just, you're starting to see how this coming to the shoulder, but then of course the head is going to shrink more. And then from here to about where the wrist is, keeping the knife parallel to the forearm. Here, I'm going to take this off of here. So you see how it's starting to shape. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to give a little more to the arm by taking a little bit away from the pumpkin. Now the pumpkin is going to go start rounding underneath the hand. And then here the pumpkin is going to start rounding under the support hand. And then I'm going to give a little more arm in parallel with the upper arm. And you see it's starting to take shape. Now what I'm going to do is, because the shoulder goes to the head, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the head a little bit. So I'm going to do a little bit of, now we're at the, like I did here, this is the step 2, this is the coarse designing or detailing. And I'm going to do that to the head too. And we want to make sure that the face is relatively the same size as the, you can see there's quite a bit that we got to whack off there. We don't want it to be smaller or larger than that head. We want it to be about that size. So the head, I think the head should come back a little more, or the nose rather. I'm going to take a little bit of this. Like I said, take the saw marks off. Let's bring this back in. Now, how's the head going to be? Let's just do a rough drawing of the head. Now, what I'm going to do is these pictures, like I have these pictures, more likely that one here. This one here, if you want, it kind of ties off in a kind of buns in the back. Now, here's the thing that's very interesting about these pictures is that, what does the back look like? Well, that's when I come to the aid of three-dimensional. I'll show you this. It's somebody else's art. I think it's made in China anyways. I'm not sure. This one here. And I thought, well, I'll kind of follow this design. Somebody else's idea. And see how the hair comes back. It separates and the hair comes back. I like to go to these stores, you know, these thrift stores, and pick up figurines, especially like Santa Clauses. And I don't I don't carve exactly what's there. I use that for information, just like I did with that figurine. I'm using that just for the head, or the back of the head. I'm not going to go with the rest that's on there. Maybe I will at another time. Like she has the collar, and then she also has a bow tie. I mean, if you wish to do that too. It's just not... That's what I do, is I pick these things up looking for information. Not just how I'm going to copy. I don't want to copy anything. Now again, her head is tilted this way, because his head is tilted that way. Or you can do vice versa, they're kind of talking to each other. Now, since the head is bigger, which is what we want, like all of these, there's going to be, let me clean this a bit here. Just clean it a bit here. We got this headpiece coming in. According to my figurine, it stops there. Maybe I'll have it come down just a little bit more, add a little bit more of my design. Remember, the center is here. And I think I may need comes to a stop here. Oh, that's a little too far down. Or maybe I can lower this a little bit. So it's going to be kind of my design / somebody else's design is giving me the inspiration. And then what's going to happen here then, here comes the shoulder. Scratch. Let me get this as a help here. Oh, it's right on. See, I only use this just to get the idea, just to get some of the dimensions. But like I said, I'm not going to take my divider or ruler or anything. Now her hair, now what we're going to do with all of these have in common is that the hair is not going to come in front. It's going to go in the back. This one here, well, she's turning her head a little bit. Just keep that for now, and we'll figure out as we go. And then what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of chin here. I'm going to leave the hair just for now. I will shape it later. I'm going to leave this for now. Because what's going to happen is then we are going to have to get into the neck a little bit. We'll probably end up doing that. Now her head is still tilted, a little bit this way. And that's what I want. I want a tilt and a turn. This thing. Probably have to get my glove on for the V tool. Where are you? So for now, I'm just going to do that for now. I want to get this out of the way so we can start in on the face, or get a feel of how the face is going to be.